I don't know if you guys can see the gang stalker. He's been at that Southern State store just pacing around. And he brings me to a topic that I want to discuss. And you guys need to understand how this works before it becomes a problem, in my opinion. So you notice that in a lot of the recordings I make, gang stalkers tend to stare at me. And you might wonder, why are they staring at you? I think it has to do with the same reason why they like using lights. No, he's playing it off. But yeah, okay, he's decided he wanted to do that. But we know he's a gang stalker. So there's a reason why they do what they do, and it's not what they do that is important. So people stare at you all the time and you don't notice that. You get, like the gang stalkers could be in traffic, they would stare at me. It's not really a big deal that they're doing that, but it's like I've been trying to think of how to describe exactly what they're doing. It's not what they do. I think it's more has more to do with like the motivations behind what they do. So like they turn small things into big things, and something that really isn't a big deal, they turn into a big deal. That's how they do stuff. So that's why them being passive aggressive is super important. Like, gang stalking is complicated because of the spiritual wickedness of the people involved, like the type of sociopathic mind that created this operation. Like, it makes it super difficult to articulate it. So what they're doing is they're sensitizing you to small things. I think that's the words I want to use. They sensitize you to things that are really small and trivial, like. And I don't really know how they do it. I think it's just the fact that they're disrespecting you and you're picking up on it. Like, you teach a person that what you're doing is disrespectful, and it will be a really small thing that you're doing, but you kind of program a person to register the fact that they're being disrespected. So like, so yeah, they're teaching you to pick up the fact that they're disrespecting you and what they're doing. Like, this guy's staring, that's not a big deal, but he's letting me know that he's disrespecting me. Like, the gang stalkers all kind of send that message out that you're being shaded or disrespected. So you're picking up on the disrespect. It's not what they're doing, it's the fact they're disrespecting you intentionally. It's like if I gave a person a finger every day. People don't like, if I give a person a finger, that's not really doing anything to them. Now look at this guy's there. He's looking at me. He doesn't like this. Yeah, well, So it's like if I give a guy a finger, that gesture is not that important. It's the disrespect behind the gesture. It's the disrespect behind the gesture. So like if I gave the cop the finger, he would respond to that even though it's not a big deal that I did that. It's the disrespect of what they're doing that triggers us. And a lot of people don't understand this. So like small things, the gang stalkers, what they're doing is they're letting you know that these little small things they're doing is the equivalent of them giving you the finger. So you know it, but it doesn't look obvious. It's not as obvious if I gave a person a finger. Like, that's obvious. Everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows what that means, but they don't know what it means when a gang stalker is staring at you. Society doesn't attribute being stared at or these little passive aggressive things are as major signs of disrespect. The gang stalkers early on in the operation program us to see these things as disrespect. Like, we know that that's what they're doing, and they can do it subtly. So you can do it subtly. You don't have to give a person a finger. So what happens is that they will do something small that doesn't seem disrespectful, but we know it's disrespectful. We will respond with our way of disrespecting them, like I would give them the finger. But see, as far as everybody else is concerned, they didn't do shit. You see what I'm saying? Gang stalkers are insidious. They're insidious. I think it's because they worship demons. These demons, one of the things I'll tell you about demons is that demons are incredibly insidious. Like, they program these people to think like Satan, twisted and malevolent. They come up with evil little schemes and little plots, and they get in your head. These people are a lot like the devil. They're a lot like the devil, like how they do things, the insidious nature of their what they do, and they'll just be watching you like a demon, just staring at you in the shadows. Man. They do. Like, okay, back on topic. So you're picking up on the disrespect and you're reacting to it aggressively, but as far as the world's concerned, nothing actually happened, because you're the only person that's knows that they're disrespecting you with what they're doing. You're the only person that sees that. So I wanted you guys to understand that. So it's not what they do, it's the motivations behind it that is triggering you. That's why early in the operation, they're programming you to register their disrespect. That's what they're doing. They're programming you to pick up on the disrespectful stuff that they're doing. Small things like lights. If you see lights, not a big deal. But if they're telling you that these lights mean something, as far as the rest of the world is concerned, these lights don't mean anything, but you know better. So that's why you react to these things, and it's like they're not doing anything. You're reacting to them by giving them the finger, and everybody's like, well, why the hell did this person give that guy the finger when he didn't do anything? But he did do something. It's just that nobody else is seeing it. So hopefully that makes sense. You guys need to know how this works early on so that you don't fall victim to it. Hopefully this will clear that up. With that said, let me go ahead and close.